Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Philip. This is Ranger's Respite, and today is a Lost Lantern Saturday video. And because we're still working our way through the fall 2025 Scotch Lovers collection, got to put that up there. These samples were provided by Lost Lantern for the purposes of discussion and review, both on my show and on the show that I co-host with my friend Doug, the Single Malt Frontier. That said, my thoughts on these streams are my own. I am not beholden to them. I know Adam and Nora would understand if I said, I don't really like this one. I haven't encountered one on the show that I can say that I don't really like or that I don't think was worth the money. But without further ado, let's talk about what it is that we're looking at. We're looking at fall 2025 single cask number 18, which is the 888 Distillery 10-year-old. This is aged in an ex-bourbon barrel. 10 years old. Look at that. Beautiful color. I won't waste your time. On the nose. On the nose, it's got that island vibe, that nice saltiness. There's a buttery floral note, which I know it sounds weird, but it's like there's a buttery note, some nice floral, not quite vegetation. It's lighter and brighter than vegetation, but it's a wonderful note. Almost heathery. That light salt spray. And some sweetness that is just almost a hint of like stone fruit or ripe berries. On the nose, if you put this in front of me in a glass, I'd guess Old Pulteney. No smoke, so it can't be, for example, Highland Park or Talisker. So I would definitely guess Old Pulteney. Beautiful. On the palate, it's got more of that like bright floral note with some like rich, like tobacco-y, leathery age notes, plus some light, very light, like vanillins and caramel notes you get from a barrel. That like floral heather note and that sea spray, that like light salt that really ties it together. Just enough for you to notice it. It's not overpowering, but it's definitely there. Beautiful stuff. It is a little bit hot in terms of proof. It is 62.19, it looks like, or no, 62.1%. And I think it drinks about that proof. There are definitely drams in this collection that you just do not drink their proof. They drink way lower seeming. This, I'd say, drinks its proof, which means that if you're more familiar with Scotch, you may find it a little bit proofy. But I will say some of the best scotches that I've had have been proofier cask strength offerings from like Signatory or from other independent bottlers, and it's wonderful stuff. It really does like make me think of like that. This is how I imagine a cask strength Old Pulteney would taste, which makes me want a cask strength Old Pulteney. Beautiful. there really is something in there that, like, you get it in there, and it really does make me think a little bit of Highland Park Valfather if you took away the smoke, which is not a bad thing. But it's kind of wild because, like, I go into it and I go, "Oh, the nose, the early palate tastes like, coastal Highland." Um, and then you get into, like, the tail end of the palate, and I'm like, "Oh, there's some, like, rich fruit there, some, like, nice floral, heathery notes, uh, and some, like, old books, tobacco and leather." And then you go, huh, this is made in not Manassas, Massachusetts. This is made on an island off the coast of Massachusetts. Cape Cod, I think. It's it's genuinely, I can't wait to have an opportunity to put this specific dram in front of somebody totally blind and have them guess what they think it is. Because it is genuinely, I think one of the most Scotch-like ASMWs I've ever had. Um, Now that's out of the way. You trying to make this relatively quick. I always ask and answer 3 questions. Do I like it? Absolutely. This is beautiful stuff. Fantastic. Absolutely gorgeous. I can't help but say that this is one of my favorite single malt experiences that I've had this year. Number 2, do I think it's a good value? Yes, undoubtedly, full stop. When you're looking at 888 OB or original bottler releases, it's the stuff that they bottle. They aren't single casks, they aren't cask strength, and they cost considerably more, and for good reason. They are amazing things. If they are as amazing as this, they're worth the money. This is a bargain price on this. I believe this is $130. And I'd say that it is absolutely worth every penny. I would say this is probably a roughly $200 bottle of whiskey, which genuinely, you don't see very many of where I'd go, yeah, I'd pay $200 for that. Last question, do I recommend it? Absolutely. If you are looking for an interesting Scotch-like fix, this is a fantastic bottling. There's one downside, though. One really big one. It's sold out. This is the one that the day that the Lost Lantern Fall Collection, Scotch Lovers Collection, dropped, sold out. So you can't actually get this one anymore. Which is unfortunate because I genuinely think that this is one that more people should experience. That said, I am happy to report that there are some of the other bottles in the collection still available. Absolutely worth picking them up, especially now that Flaviar actually seems to be shipping them. With all that out of the way, right, real quick before we go ahead and spin the wheel to see what I'm reviewing on Monday. Not Monday, Wednesday. I've got a video planned tentatively for Monday, but it's not a review. You'll see it if I decide to go through with it. In the meantime, if you would like to see more, if you'd like to support the show, because not everything that I review, in fact, most things that I review on this show, I pay for out of pocket. And it gets expensive really quickly. Plus, there's all the equipment that I have to buy to maintain the high quality of show that you see before you. Which isn't meant to be sarcastic. I'm genuinely working on improving the quality of the show, and that requires money. So, if you would like to support the show, this, hold on, guess I gotta get it like close to my face in terms of depth. This is a pen turned from a French oak barrel stave. That barrel stave came from a barrel that held a cognac for like 30 years and then was used to finish a peated American single malt whiskey in the Pacific Northwest. I can't tell you which, because the master distiller of the company uh, hasn't told me that that I can share share with you guys that information. But she is a very cool person, and uh, if you know whiskey really well, you may have an idea. You may have an idea of where this barrel stave came from. They're $25 a piece. There'll be a link in the description down below. I'd really appreciate it. Um, Sales of these pens support the show and the single malt frontier. That out of the way. Let's go ahead. Oh, that was Friday's review. Let's see what we're going to be reviewing on Wednesday. It's always kind of trippy seeing it spin. Ooh, interesting. This is one that I don't have thoughts off the top of my head about. It's also one that I'm not sure 100% where it is. I mean, it's on my shelf. It's on one of my shelves, but things are stacked 4 deep, so I'll have to find it. Excited for that for Wednesday. Next Saturday, of course, I'm looking at the 888 Sauternes Cask aged, not finished, aged 11-year-old single malt, which every single one of these bottles is special, but that one is really interesting. All that out of the way. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, share this video with your friends who are maybe looking for a high proof, high quality single malt to replace something of a similar price point, maybe a little bit more, like the Fool's Blue Label from Johnny Walker. Let me know in the comments down below which of these bottles you are looking forward to the most, or what other Lost Lantern bottles you are looking forward to hearing me talk about or getting your hands on yourself. Until next time, stay happy, stay geeks. Sláinte.